It's a very, very hard fought over market with tiny margins, often big overheads, especially in cities like London. And if you can reduce the overheads and still be successful, then yeah, you've got a good chance. And yeah, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Hey there, future real estate legends. This is Jason P. Jordan, your go-to global real estate coach and the president and CEO of the Legends International team, brokered by eXp Realty. I just wanted to thank you for being here and welcome you to another episode of the Lit Real Estate Show, where we interview our equity partners at eXp Realty in the USA and from all around the globe. Now, I just ask you to please subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button and hitting that bell icon so you never miss another Lit show or any other future videos that I have then launch here on this channel. It also helps the show grow so we can get even more successful eXp Realty agents on to help you. Now, at the same time, if you're a subscriber, you'll get access to new shows before anyone in the world does. If you would, subscribe right now. Thanks so much. Let me introduce our guest speaker today, Mr. George Betz from London, England, UK. He's a globally respected real estate leader with over 25 years of experience in luxury property marketing, international exhibitions, and brand development. He's the founder of Primo House, a premier global luxury real estate marketplace that connects elite developers, agents, and buyers in over 100 countries. George also serves as the current president of FIABCI UK and is a longtime advisory board member of the International MLS, IMLS, where he leads global new development initiatives. Having organized more than 200 international property exhibitions across Asia, the Middle East, and Europe, George has built a career bridging markets and elevating brands. He now brings that expertise to eXp Realty UK, where he's focused on expanding global networks and empowering luxury agents with world-class marketing tools and partnerships. Through his additional leadership at NRG Tech, he also champions sustainable energy innovation in the property sector. Welcome to the call, George.
Thank you very much. Very nice introduction. The picture that you have there reminds me that I have been in this business for not just a few months, but a few decades now. So I think that was the younger self that when this picture was taken. But yeah, thank you very much.
A bit, George. You're like fine wine.
Yes. Very nice of you to say that.
Yeah, well, my pleasure. It's been nice to get to know you. I remember a little message from you on LinkedIn, and you said, "Hey, we should talk. It looks like there might be some synergies." And we started talking, and then I was like, "Well, you should talk to Adam Day." All right, so that's how this thing kind of all started. But before we dive into that part of the conversation today, let's get into the DeLorean and let's set the clock back a couple of decades, and let's go back in time to how you got started in this crazy business of international real estate.
Gosh, yeah. So I grew up in Germany, lived there for half of my life, and then I moved to England, personal reasons, with a girlfriend at the time, and was looking for a job. And did a bit of jobbing with construction firms, direct sales, which was great, almost like a holiday, getting to know the country and driving to various places. And then I saw this ad from somebody organizing property exhibitions around the world. And one of those places was called Dubai. I had to look it up on the map. That was 25 years ago or more. I didn't know what it was, where it was. Middle East, oh my God, I had these ideas. And I went to this company. We did the Dubai shows and 200 others around the world in 10 years. And it was just amazing. It was like a fantastic holiday. And of course, I really enjoyed the travel and seeing the different cultures, different exhibitors from 100 different countries coming to these events. That was exciting stuff. Loved every moment of it. Then the big crisis came. But yeah, that's how I got into real estate in the first place, sort of on a business to business, organizing property exhibitions.
And how did you come about to be part of FIABCI?
Around the same time, somebody mentioned it. One of the exhibitors, I think, who said, have you heard of this International Real Estate Federation? No, never. I hadn't been in real estate before that, right? So it was all new to me. And she told me more and more, and then I met her another time, and again she insisted and says, you should really join them, they're great. And I said, what are they? Well, founded just after the Second World War, in 70 countries, active all around the globe. All the property professions are represented. So I thought, of course, I should join, because then I can speak to the people who come to my exhibitions, right? It was a logical move. So I did. That was about 20 years ago. And then became more active in the UK chapter until eventually in 2011, I think it was, I was elected the first non-British president of the British chapter. That was nice. That was quite a great honor and a privilege. And so it's done very well. It's a fantastic networking group.
I really didn't know much about FIABCI until I got started in the industry, and my good friend Oscar Morales Jr. Is the first person that introduced me to FIABCI.
Yeah.
As Vice President of FIABCI Americas. He's a huge proponent of FIABCI and a torchbearer for it as well. And then he, of course, helped me bring Ramon Raia and the FIABCI to the International MLS Forum, which is different than what we'll talk about with the IMLS today. Mm-hmm. And so that's how I really got to know more about FIABCI, right? And I didn't realize how big it was, right? And how really global that it is. And over the last several months, I've really got more intimate understanding it. So interesting how you were elected at the first FIABCI UK president as a non-British born citizen, right? Mm-hmm. So talk to us a little bit about, you had a chance, you knew Adam Day, right? Who started eXp in the UK and is now as head of EMEA, so Europe, Middle East, India, and Africa expansion for eXp. So you had a chance to know Adam Day. You guys actually worked together back at Fine & Country, right?
That's right. So that's a few years after the big global crisis. I then got hired by Fine & Country, a luxury brand. And again, somebody came to me and said, how would you like to travel around the world and to help me expand my brand in a license format? I thought, what could be better than that, right? Traveling to all those places where there are luxury realtors active. And so my trips took me to probably 50 different countries around the globe, from Panama to Mauritius and what have you, in the south of France, and, all the nice places. And at the same time, it was also part of a larger organization. And Adam was working in another area with a new format of a sort of online agency concept, which was new sort of around 2010, 11. And that's how we met and got to know each other. And then, of course, I wouldn't say I made the mistake of my life, but I'm not too big to admit that it was a big mistake, because I think it was 2020, just around sort of when COVID began to hit. Adam said, well, why don't we meet? You've just left Fine & Country, and because of COVID, I could no longer travel. And I'm thinking of taking this thing on. It's called eXp, and it's an American sort of like a franchise or something. And I have to admit, at the time, I thought, everybody has tried it here. Remax have tried and failed in the UK, and then I won't mention all of the competitors now, right? But,
it's okay. We'll just be transparent, right? Okay, but let's just say former American brands have not been successful penetrating the UK market.
And also German luxury brands and so on. Many came and failed miserably. And I thought, okay, here he is, and he's got another idea with his eXp, never heard of it before, and do you want to help me expand it here? And I said no at the time, can't believe it. But anyway, I obviously followed him and then, saw what he was doing, and, it all sounded very impressive. And then, of course, we met. And you said, with what you do, you should speak to somebody called Adam Day. I said, of course, know him well. But it dawned on me that, I've really missed a big trick there, not working with Adam for all these years. But here we are. The circle is closed.
Well, I think it's pretty interesting. So, Adam and several of our other leaders came to A Place in the Sun, which you talk about, and the importance of events, right? So that's one of the biggest international events held around the world, like the largest international event in the UK, correct?
Probably, yeah, for international real estate, yeah.
Yeah, annually. And so he was there, and you ended up meeting up with him, and this was after I had talked to him and you had talked to him. I just remember getting a message from Adam and saying, hey, you remember George Betz? I was like, of course. And he goes, I think I have something that you might like to hear. So then he called me, right, like that day or whatever, and he said, I think George has decided he's going to come join us at eXp. Right? Do you want to co-sponsor him with me? How do you answer that? Right? So of course I said yes. And I'm really excited, George, about all the stuff that we're going to do together with your background in new construction, development, events, all your work you've done at FIABCI. I think that there's just so many things that we can build and grow together. And I think it was really smart on Adam's part to kind of bring it all together with co-sponsoring, because he from corporate doesn't always have all the time he would need to help support that growth, but he can do other things. And so when he and I talked, I was like, this makes a lot of sense. And then we chatted a little bit about you as well when we were in Greece together. And I said, man, I'm really excited to work with George. So excited to have you here, George.
Thank you. Likewise. Yeah, we just need to decide where to start, right?
Well, I think we have this entire map right here, and wherever there's not blue, we still need to open.
Okay? Yeah, I'll take a dart and we'll see what we hit.
Right, and now it's pretty public. After Glenn came back to take the lead of international expansion earlier this year, before he passed the torch on to Felix, he told the group 50 countries in the next 5 years, right? So being pretty aggressive about that. We've already opened several this year, so we need to start ramping it up, I guess, right? So there's a lot of opportunity out here in this vast, wide ocean of international real estate. So George, I know you're just kind of new getting started with the company, right? Kind of getting your sea legs under you. But as far as watching Adam and kind of seeing what's done, eXp becoming the #1 in listing and sales now in the UK, which was a total disruption to the market there, which was dominated by salaried agents. It's amazing to see what has happened. What do you kind of see from the early days now of the future of what you think eXp could become in the UK and maybe the world?
Well, with hindsight, of course, it always made sense, right? Just didn't know it then. So, that'll be the same conversation now with everyone I meet. They'll probably need to think about it for a year or two before they finally get it. But no, it always made sense. I think when I was working with Fine & Country, and it was a luxury brand, and they needed big offices and the prime locations, always overlooking the palace or whatever it is in each city, town, country. We often said, is it really necessary to have all of that, all these overheads, and each time having an office, and they're all doing their own social media activity, and they're all doing this, and is that really the way forward? And how many people are actually walking into an office these days? Not just in a luxury brand, but with any estate agency. And even then, I always thought it was crazy for someone having to travel from wherever they live in the English countryside, travel for an hour or 2 or 3 to get to London, to sit in an office, to then make phone calls and emails, when actually a lot of even 20 years ago could have been done from home. So that kind of concept always made sense. And to then merge that with a estate agency business where you really just give people the best value instead of getting your customers to pay for your office and your nice sports car. If that comes with it, great. But it's not really what people these days want. I think, this generation of clients, they want good value, they want good exposure, they want a good presentation of their properties and a good service. And they don't care if your address is number 1 Hyde Park or something like that. That's for them, that's just wasted time and money. So I think eXp is really hitting a nerve there with everything they do, and the idea that you can grow your business without having to grow your overheads, and that you can scale your business without actually having to employ another 50 people. I think that's great. They've really thought about it and managed to deliver something that, in that sense, is quite unique. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think so, and I've even made the point that if the EXP can succeed in the UK, that I think it can succeed in many other countries around the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah. What's the song? If you make it here, you make it anywhere.
Yeah, that's
New York, New York,
New
but
York, New York, right? Right,
same for
uh,
London as well.
right.
Definitely. Yeah, yeah. It's a very, very hard fought over market with tiny margins, often big overheads, especially in cities like London. And if you can reduce the overheads and still be successful, then yeah, you've got a good chance. And yeah, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, no doubt. And Adam has really shown that within a very short time, he grew it into, I believe it's now the biggest state agency group in the UK.
Yep.
It's phenomenal.
It's amazing, and I mean, when I understood the market in the UK, a typical 1% commission market,
Yes.
which is like nothing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And majority of the agents, 8% or plus, are salaried, and
Yeah.
and Adam even turned that on me. And he said, actually, it was ripe for the disruption because.
Yes.
There were so many people there that were ready, who were successful, and they're like, I just need a platform to be able to step out onto and build on top of. And our CEO Leo Pareja says now that eXp is the greatest platform that exists to build whatever real estate dream you want to. And that's what I try to share with new people all the time, is just look at eXp as simply a platform that you can build on top of. And you'll find, I think you are already kind of feeling this, George, but that we're probably the most collaborative brand that probably has ever existed in the industry. And it's because we're all entrepreneurs, right? And there's no franchise lines or whatever that would stop us from working together, right? So I'm super excited about where we're at today, but I'm more excited about the blue that's not on this map.
It's a big map with a lot of white areas. Yes, there will be dragons. Yeah, I mean, it's, big potential, and the collaborative approach, that is another thing that always drove me crazy. In the UK, the fact that, for those who don't know how the UK works, but we have something called an estate agent. So what is a broker in other countries, that's the estate agent. And they usually have an office on the high street, on the market square, somewhere there. And it's maybe a husband and wife, maybe the daughter doing the admin, and maybe another salesperson employed or two. Now, there are 1 million properties sold in a year in the UK, between about 20,000 agents or so. And they do everything. They get the listing, they then advertise it, they then do the viewings, and then they pay all their overheads and everything. And when we know the average price, and we know that on average you get about 1% commission for the entire job, sometimes less, but on average 1%. That leaves people with about £130,000 revenue, not profit, revenue as an office. Now, then you pay your rent, you pay your car, petrol money, you pay the employee, whether that's your daughter or not, he or she will still need to earn something. And you have a salesperson who wants to get a share of the commission as well, and who's doing a lot of running around. So by the time you count your pennies, it's literally, there's not much left. So why would you try and keep that one listing and not share it with anyone? It's mostly desperation, and because you don't know it any better. But once you understand what collaboration can do, and which leads nicely to what we can talk about later, but with collaboration you can make your business so much bigger and your customers so much happier, because everything goes quicker, and you have a bigger chance of selling for a higher price. So not doing it never made sense to me. Doing it always made sense to me. And if it needs somebody like eXp to push into this market and introduce collaboration and show people how it can be done and how you can be profitable without having these big palaces and big offices and overheads, then that's a great step forward, I think. Overdue.
Well, I think the timing is right all the way around, right? And there's now even a big movement happening to bring MLSs to other countries around the world, specific to those countries. And of course, in our third segment, we're going to dive into the IMLS, which you've been a part of for quite some time. As we wrap up the call today, is there like maybe one piece of advice if somebody who's brand new, thinking maybe should I get started with eXp? What would one piece of advice would you give them?
Well, look at it, listen carefully to what it actually is that they're doing. Don't think that you know that it's a franchise that will probably do the same as everybody else. Listen carefully and don't be as dumb as I was 6-7 years ago and say no. Actually go for it, because it took me that long to get it and to understand it. But no, it makes perfect sense. And my advice would be to really seriously look into it, weigh the options, see if there are any niggles and any problems with it. Be realistic about it. But yeah, I think go for it is my advice. It makes perfect sense.
And it's never too late, right?
So it's never too late. No, exactly. Even with me, I'm gray-haired now, and I'm still starting. So,
well, I don't know. Is gray hair better than bald? I don't know. Well, so, George, thank you so much for taking time to come here and do this interview today, and it's an honor to be your co-sponsor at eXp, and I'm really excited about all the great things that we're going to go do and build together. Hey, I hope you found value in today's legendary interview with our special guest. If you'd like to see more interviews just like this one, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And if you'd like to learn more about today's guest, I placed all their contact information in the description below. Who knows, maybe they are the mentor you've been looking for. And if you're looking to make a change who you are partnered with in real estate, feel free to book a no-pressure private Zoom call with me. During this private call, I'll share with you how we help real estate agents leverage their language skills and cultural connections to close more transactions both locally and internationally using cutting-edge lead generation technology and marketing techniques. If you want to find yourself in a different situation in 90 days or in a year from now, it's important to find the right partners that can mentor you, have the right strategies, and are willing to give you the roadmap without asking for an additional cut of your commission. With the unique eXp Realty model, it's a collaboration, not competition mentality. The numbers don't lie either. So if you're curious, reach out and set up an appointment. I look forward to meeting you. Feel free to check out the other videos I have here on the channel about eXp Realty too, in case you're just curious. Otherwise, drop your questions or suggestions for upcoming guests in the comments below. Once again, I'm Josephine Jordan, your go-to global real estate coach with the Legends International team, brokered by eXp Realty. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.